ski, which is like a Tour de France day after day racing situation. She knows that those race upon race upon race, especially off of a big rest like they had in January, brings her around. So that was probably the decision to just keep priming that pump. And today was a good step forward. I didn't really expect a medal, but right now she's in fifth, probably going to finish in the top 10 comfortably.
Theresa Stadlober of Austria with that surprise bronze in the skiathlon on day number 1. Outside the medals, but still a promising performance here today, just over a minute down as she comes up to the finish line.
Not in contention for a medal today, but she's someone who could threaten for the podium again in the 30-kilometer skate towards the end of the games. So she's using this as a strong workout, confidence builder partway through.
And Eva Andersson of Sweden coming around the final turn.
Not going to be a medal performance today for Eva Andersson, and that's going to be another disappointment for the Swedes. The Swedes are struggling, I think, both in biathlon and cross-country skiing. I think we were all expecting more medals than we've seen so far, which are so far for the cross-country, none. So they're going to have to try to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to get their fitness around, and especially if it's the skis, they have to do something drastic.
Well, they were strong in the sprint the other day, so all is not lost. But the distance side of things has not been where we expected them to be. As they look to the relay in a couple of days, they're going to have to really think about strategically where they put what skiers on each leg.
Right, I should correct myself. No medals in distance yet. We know they dominated in the sprint competition. The skis were good there. But again, the classic skiing preparation a little bit different than the freestyle because of the kick lags.
Now, a few frames ago, we saw Neprayeva come through the last time check. She continued to lose a little bit of time. Remember, she was 7.7 seconds ahead that first time check. I think she got a little excited, went out hard, but this is the last climb coming into the stadium. She's finding another gear to salvage this last bit.
Go ahead.
She's going to be running out of time very quickly as the real estate is still quite a ways to go to the finish.
Yeah, I was going to say she's trailing Parmakoski at 8.6 kilometers by 8 seconds. 8 seconds is it doesn't look like she's making that time, just looking at the body language and the time elapse. And it's proximity to Theresa Johaug. So I don't think Neprayeva is going to be on the podium at this point.
So she is the last of the seeded skiers, the top-ranked skiers, as this will now cement Theresa Johaug's position on that top step of the podium.
I might have spoken too soon. Look at the time, 14 seconds to 31. She's got to get to the line ahead of Parmakoski at plus 31. It's tighter than I thought it was.
Neprayeva making a run for it. Cracking the whip here. Accelerating towards the finish. Coming up to the line now. And Neprayeva. Oh, wow.
1/10 of a second.
Wow. Just off the podium. So close between gold and silver. Between bronze and fourth. After over 6 miles.
She made it 8 seconds down the hill. That was impressive, but so close. 1/10, a wink of an eye.
And again, a racer that chose to stay in the track down the finish stretch when I think all of the skiers on the podium stayed out of the track.
Yeah, we've been seeing that, haven't we, Keegan? All these classic races, the way the snow is working, I saw the Norwegians get right out of the track after the start. So Theresa Johaug, who also got out of the track, is the winner, and she won by the narrowest of margins as well.
Yeah.
Theresa Johaug, now a 2-time gold medalist at these Olympics in Beijing, a 5-time Olympic medalist for her career after an enthralling finish for all of the medals here today in the women's 10K Classical. And also a very solid day for Team USA as they put a pair of skiers in the top 15 with Jessie Diggins in 8th and Rosie Brennan in 13th. But the event altogether belongs to the 33-year-old Norwegian Theresa Johaug. She's now 2 for 2 in gold medals at these Olympic Games.
All right, so as Steve mentioned, Theresa Johaug wins her 2nd individual gold medal of these games. It's her 5th career Olympic medal of any color. By the way, 5 cross-country races so far in these games. Norway has won gold in 3 of them. All right, just ahead, the United States takes on China in men's hockey. The Americans have 5 teenagers on the roster, all of whom are 19 years old. Meanwhile, China is making its Olympic debut in the sport. Live men's hockey is up next. Stay with us.
Cody!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm good. I'm crocheting.
I see that.
It started off as a hobby, kind of snowballed from there. And Alex, I don't want to stop.
Well, I don't see why you should have to. Let's set you up with a side gig savings goal on the US Bank mobile app. This way you can turn it into your main hustle before you know it.
You're my hero, Alex.
What are you working on now?
Pool cover.
That's fun.
Oh, I made my wife a bathing suit.
Oh, did Linda like it?
She did not.
Oh.
You should see what I made for Max. Max, look at him. He loves it.
The confidence to make your dream a reality. US Bank. We'll get
Pre-order now and get up to $200 Samsung credit and a free storage upgrade.
And I walk out, and my car is dented.
Well, Geico does offer 24/7 claim service with personalised attention from an assigned team.
24/7? That's a lot of attention.
They're not actually with you 24/7. They're just available whenever you need them.
Oh, okay, good. Because I took an online quiz, and it turns out I'm an introvert.
Oh, I actually think I'm an introvert too.
Oh, no, it's incredibly rare.
I don't think that's right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Geico, your claims team is here for you 24/7.
Children know nothing about the desegregation of public schools there. Nothing. I always promise Gil and Chelsea that if I get my hands on the building...
Good morning. Welcome in, everybody. We're just getting rolling here.
We faced racism there.
This will be our first game of the men's competition here. They're finishing up the skiing competition here on the network, and we're getting ready to go. Here we go. Coming in. Yes, I am ready. About time.
Games in Pyeongchang. 13-year NHL veteran Justin Abdelkader was elevated from the taxi squad to replace Jake Sanderson on the official roster for this game.
Good morning.
Drew
Good morning.
Camesso
Welcome in,
will
Jesse.
get the
Welcome in,
call
Coach
in
Stabile.
net for the Americans. The 19-year-old is the youngest netminder ever to play on a U.S. Olympic men's ice hockey team.
19-year-old
We'll be
goal.
back with the opening face-offs right after this.
Nice.
You and me, partner. We meet center of town by noon.
So welcome in. Welcome in.
Nope. Daisy's got last.
As we get rolling here.
Okay. High 2 o'clock. I got a spur fitting at 2 o'clock. How's about 3? I'm getting thrown through a
This commercial's overplayed.
We don't need any more
Way
overscheduling,
overplayed.
but we could all use.
I don't know how much money Geico's spent on the Olympics, but they've spent some money because every time I turn around, there's a commercial for Geico. Welcome in, welcome in. I don't know much about the men's hockey team. This is going to be a learning experience as we go. We'll see how they're going to do this year. Again, no NHL players at this year's hockey, so it's going to be kind of back to the old school ways, which should be interesting and fun as we enjoy the competition today. So we're doing the men's game tomorrow night as well, and I'm going to add in the ladies' competition later today. I'm actually going to cancel my NHL game today and do the ladies' competition later tonight. So Olympic hockey all day today on the stream. We're going to take advantage of it while we got it. We only have it till through the 20th. The Olympics end then, so we'll keep coverage up until then. So welcome in. Please say hello if you're new in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from today, and hopefully we'll have a good game here. Early in the morning in the United States, East Coast time, 8 a.m. start. We'll be going at it in just a minute.
Ask your doctor about Entresto.
What about the gold, Papa?
Can't you see that treasure all along? It was here.
When does the show open?
March 8th.
Setting reminder to fake your own death on March
She knows. She knows that each batch of guacamole at Chipotle starts with 48 whole ripe avocados.
Commercials galore to get started here. Boy, they're really hitting it off. Who are these? Who are these like pro hockey? They're all amateurs. They're not like pro, they're amateurs.
Tonight, the quest begins to get back onto the podium for the first time since 2010. What do you have to do tonight?
First
well,
time
we just
since
continue
2010.
to play at the pace that we've been practicing in, and even in our little scrimmage against Canada. So one of the things we talked about is continue to add to our game, get better daily, and we had a good day yesterday, and guys are in a good mindset for today.
Now, China has had some growing pains over the last few years building this team, but it's clearly not a team you can overlook.
Not at all.
They also could be former pro players, Jesse, that are no longer playing in the NHL.
Played together. There's a
as
lot
well.
Of
What's up, Matt
going
Hatter?
on
Welcome
that
in.
team, and we're going to have to be at our best tonight.
And that is former New York Rangers coach David Quinn leading Team USA. You know, a men's hockey tournament has been held at every Winter Olympics since 1924. But this sport is new for the host nation as China is set to make its Olympic hockey debut. The U.S., meanwhile, has the youngest team in the tournament with 5 teenagers representing the Stars and Stripes.
Today's game is presented by Toyota.
5
Start
teenagers.
more impossible.
That's crazy.
So let's head to National Indoor Stadium in Beijing. John Walton and Dominic Moore have the live call. It's the U.S. versus China.
U.S., China, let's do it.
Welcome to the preliminary round of men's hockey in a matchup between Team China and Team USA. Hello, everyone. Alongside Dominic Moore, I'm John Walton. It is the first action for Team USA in these Olympic Winter Games. A team much younger in terms of average age than 4 years ago in Pyeongchang.
In the goals today for
the
the U.S.
roster at some point
Age
has
19.
played college hockey. And Dom, the journey toward goal begins with this game against China.
Yeah, pretty fortunate game, too, to start this tournament, John. You've got such a young team. I think it's really important to let them get their feet wet, and that's exactly what this game gives them the opportunity to do against a Chinese team that is, quite frankly, just undermanned. And they're clearly the underdog here today, so a real chance for the USA to kind of get some good habits in, work out some of those nerves, and get off on the right foot.
Team China assembled over the last 3 years from naturalized players with Chinese backgrounds, and also you'll hear some foreign-born players who meet the IIHF's residency requirement. But Dom, as you said, a big underdog against the United States as the preliminary round begins, and Team USA hoping for a strong start here in this, their first game of 3 in the preliminary round.
Yeah, I think anytime you're involved in a tournament like this, you're not thinking necessarily, especially when you play a team that you're the heavy favorite against, you're not thinking about what's immediately in front of you. It's just wanting to think about the process, doing all those little things right. I'm sure that's the message that David Quinn and his staff have been instilling in this young group.
Andy Mealy will take the draw.
Here we go, here we go.
For Team USA out of Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, just named yesterday captain of Team USA.
And we're off, and the United States has the puck.
Ness will start with a puck. Roseville, Minnesota native in his first Olympic Games. And a puck that is carried back by Kenny Agostino. Fired by
USA out in front, attacking early.
Jeremy Smith, the goaltender. For
Get the
China.
board up here to get all the
What you're going to
stats.
see from this Team USA team is a lot of speed and a lot of skill. They're not the biggest group. Only 2 players over 6'2" on this team, but boy, do they have skill.
China out of the zone with Junqing Yan. And back deep into Team USA territory and a bang up in there behind the goal.
Dangerous play there behind the net.
Matty Beniers with a puck that floats in on net. And Jeremy Smith is able to cover. You will see graphically and on the nameplates of the Chinese jerseys the Chinese version of players' names, and that includes the naturalized And also for those who may be American Canadian and are welcome to play due to IIHF requirements in the China uniform today. So you will see some of those discrepancies throughout.
Just dangerous play there. We saw Brock Faber using his great skating ability to get body position and then just taking an awkward hit from Zhang Zussen as he went awkwardly into the board.
He
Faber
did go
shaking
awkwardly
that
into
off,
the
but
board.
He had a lot of speed going in, so hopefully Faber can recover here quickly.
What do we got? Penalty?
Faber
2 minutes 40 left.
Here! Congratulations, Team USA. Great job. Come back and join us at another time. We appreciate you being here. It's been a lot of fun.
You're tuned in to the Pete McDevitt YouTube stream. Pete's calling the game live and in real time. Join the large and active community of fans in our family-friendly chat room, hosted by some of the best moderators in the business. Whether it's America's pastime baseball, a battle on the gridiron, or an NHL hockey game, you'll find the best sports commentary on YouTube is right here at The Pete McDevitt Show. Thank you so much for being a part of it.